That's not good.
Yes, we have to
And you're
call Family Chimney to repair that.
So I'm gonna go get my phone. I would take pictures so that way I can show the customer and explain to them why that firebox can't have cracks. So what happens with cracks is that when you have a fire, it'll expand. Creosote gets behind there and back behind the back firewall. If a hot amber should get back there, it can catch it on fire. But it also heats up the brick on the other side. All right. I'm just setting up right now, so I like to do this.
What's the heat gun for?
So you know how draft works? Warm air rises,
Yeah.
cold air presses down.
Yeah.
I use this before I get started to warm that chimney up. That way when I'm knocking around that dust, it doesn't get blown down from the heavy cold
Because the
air.
worm's going up
Yes, so if I warm it up,
and it's gonna.
it's gonna draft up a little bit better and not so much back into the home to get creosote into the home. So I open this up like that. And this should always be running the whole time while you're cleaning, yeah.
Okay.
Because creosote is real fine. You can't even see it, but you can breathe it in. So here it goes. First thing I always do is I clean off the fire grate so I can get inside and start cleaning. So I clean that out. Now I'm going to run a camera and check the integrity. So you always start with the clearances, which we've already measured. The outside, remember, 6 inches
Safe.
or more, 12 inches from the right, 12 inches from the left, 16 inches out from the opening of the fireplace are required minimum distance from combustibles. This is a combustible, everything's a combustible. Mainly your rugs are this, and this is combustible.
Yeah.
So we've noticed the cracks, so those need repairs. So those are going to be some issues that need to get brought up with the customer, is that you got fractured cracks. These can either be tuck pointed, a minor repair, but it's not a complete fix. The best way is to rebuild the back firewall for longevity. I'm going to run the camera. What we're going to look for inside is, in the state of Oregon, all chimneys are to be lined with either terracotta flues
Okay.
or some kind of steel liner if it's an open fireplace. So now we run the camera, we set it up. You might want to get on this side so we can, you can film the camera going up.
So the customer can watch this with you?
I like to bring them in and show them the anatomy of the inside of a chimney.
Okay.
So what we're going to look for is just above the damper, look at the smoke shelf, look at the smoke chamber, and the liner. Make sure there's no hairline fractures, no voids, no missing mortar, that sort of stuff.
That is clean.
So here's how I do it. I always take a picture of upward towards the damper so the customer can see the actual damper if there's any problems. There's rust, but it's functionable. Then we're gonna go up past the damper and then turn it to where we can see behind the damper, which is gonna be the smoke shelf. Right there. See that hole? That's left of your damper. That's the left side of your damper over here. And then we go across the other way will be the right side of your damper. So this right here is your smoke chamber. So you have a void on the back side of your, so it's a hollow wall behind there. See that? So it's structurally not going to be too sound. There's no backfill. All right, so now we're going to go up and then we start the smoke chamber, which we're in right now. This should transition to flue tiles. And this is for, it needs to be smooth, no bare brick, no cracks or voids.
Just the inner
for
tile.
smooth transition for smoke and gases. Yep. Once we hit the flue tiles, that's called the transition. And right now we're looking at a parged smoke chamber. See, as we go around, you'll see it's parged, which means it has a thin layer of masonry over the brick. That's for a smooth transition to the flue tiles. We just keep going up, looking for voids and cracks, any fire damage, that sort of thing. So far, no flue tiles. That's kind of odd. See how we're going up? We're just going up the flue tile. Again, I see no flue tiles. So this is, you know what this is telling me?
What?
This chimney's unlined.
No line.
It's not up to code for the state of Oregon. It should have a steel liner for proper burning or terracotta flues. See, there's no flue tiles. So it was built probably 70s, earlier. Do you know when the house was built? There's bare brick right there that you cannot have on the inside of a chimney. So that's basically the outer shell of your chimney. That cannot be. So you have no flue tiles. So what happens when you have a fire? It heats up everything on the opposing side. So that's gonna warm up all that chimney
If you go outside and put your hand on the chimney, it's gonna be warm.
It's gonna be warmer than normal, and it's also gonna get warm on this backside because it's unlined. So that means eventually things could catch fire. So here we are, and there's flue tile. See that?
Yep.
Smoke and gas is going back behind that. That's improper too as well. So that's the flue tile. See that flue tile we're looking at? They should be going all the way down to the beginning of that smoke chamber. So now we're inside the flue chamber. Now we're inside that flue.
That's the chimney cap.
That's the chimney cap. It got cleaned off and swept real clean. As you can see, everything's nice and clean. See that parging right there?
Yep.
That's how it used to be. You could build it over the brick. So you used to be able to take this parging mortar and put it over this brick, and that would be good for a chimney. You can't do that anymore. Now they have to be 100% terracotta all the way down. And that is a sweep and a clean and a inspection on the inside of a chimney thus far.